Picture this for a moment. A track that first came out in 1981 has now become the biggest sensation of 2025, breaking records no one thought could be touched. Its comeback is not just about chart positions. It's changing how people view older songs being brought back to life and proving the strength of collaborations across different generations. Ojos Tristes has managed something no other release has achieved this year. Its success is being described by experts as a historic shift for Latin music. The partnership between Selena Gomez, Benny Blanco, and the Marias turned out to be far more than just another catchy release. Numbers show exactly how much of an impact it has made. Between August 15th and 21, the song gained a massive boost in radio play, with its audience growing by 10% and reaching more than 9 million listeners across Latin radio stations in the United States. That growth pushed the single to the #1 spot on Billboard's Latin Airplay chart dated August 30th, completing what insiders are calling a Triple Crown win. What surprised people even more was that Ojos wasn't only topping one chart, it was dominating several at once. It held on to the #1 position on the Latin Pop Airplay chart for a second consecutive week, and also stretched its 14-week run at the top of the Hot Latin Pop Songs chart. This 3-chart sweep made it the first song in 2025 to claim the #1 position across all 3 charts simultaneously. The original version, sung by Janet, was released in 1981 and became a well-loved classic. Few could have predicted that more than 40 years later, a reimagined version would rise into something this powerful. The new take proves that songs with timeless melodies can be reborn with a creative twist and the right team of artists. From its debut on April 12th, the very day Billboard's Hot Latin Pop Songs chart was launched, Ojos Tristes set the tone by immediately grabbing the top spot. It stayed there for 14 weeks in total, though not all were consecutive. In today's fast-paced music world, that kind of consistency is rare. Only 2 tracks interrupted its run. Karol G's Maestros claimed the #1 spot for 2 weeks in May, while her collaboration with Marco Antonio Solis, Creciendo Heridas, took it for 5 weeks between July and August. Aside from those brief breaks, Ojos Tristes has been the defining hit of the year. The success came from a smart blend of different strengths. Selena Gomez brought her global reach and ability to connect with both English and Spanish-speaking audiences. Benny Blanco added his expert production skills and track record of crafting hits. The Marias contributed their indie pop style and bilingual touch, helping the song resonate across cultures. Together, they created something that felt fresh but still carried a sense of familiarity, making it easy for diverse listeners to enjoy. This rise isn't only about topping charts or breaking records. It signals a real change in how Latin music is being received by wider audiences. Ojos Tristes proves that when a classic is reworked with the right mix of modern elements, it can compete with the newest songs released. The balance of nostalgia and fresh production, combined with clever promotion, turned it into a cultural force. Its climb to the top was not instant. From the beginning, it slowly built momentum through steady radio rotation, high streaming numbers, and unwavering fan support. Instead of fading like many songs do, its popularity continued to grow. That kind of staying power is unusual in a year packed with strong releases. While Ojos Tristes is the only track in 2025 to pull off a triple win, several others have managed to dominate 2 charts at once. Shakira's Soltera did it in January, Danny Ocean and Capo's Imagínate followed in April, and Gloria Estefan's Races hit the milestone in May. Rauw Alejandro's Carita Linda joined the list in July, while Morat and Camilo's Me Toca a Mi achieved it on August 2nd. Just a week later, Mike Towers and Quevedo's Solitario did the same on August 9th. These double victories highlight just how competitive Latin music has been this year, which makes Ojos Tristes' achievement stand out even more. Its success also reflects a bigger listening trend. Audiences today are drawn to songs that mix familiar sounds with something new. That combination allows them to enjoy the comfort of nostalgia while also experiencing fresh creativity. This emotional connection makes people invest in the song in a way that straightforward pop tracks often struggle to achieve. Radio stations played a key role in building this momentum. Programmers recognized its potential early and gave it consistent exposure across different time slots and demographics. The 10% rise in audience impressions during that August tracking week showed not only that people were tuning in, but that they were sticking around. Unlike most songs that peak quickly and then fade, Ojos Tristes kept expanding its reach, proving it wasn't just a passing trend. Looking at the entire picture, the rise of Ojos Tristes is about more than just one old favorite making a comeback. It's an example of how teamwork, careful planning, and timing can transform a classic into a movement that speaks to today's audiences. It also shows that fans are ready to embrace music that crosses lines of genre, language, and generation, so long as it feels genuine. Bringing together three artists with such different styles wasn't just a matter of stepping into a studio and hitting record. It required careful planning, compromise, and respect for each other's creative approaches. Each had their own vision and a loyal fan base with expectations. Yet the final version of managed to satisfy them all while still sounding polished and ready for a worldwide audience. Selena Gomez's involvement immediately gave the project a strong push. With her global fan base and her ability to move comfortably between English and Spanish markets, she attracted listeners who may not have otherwise tuned in. Her bilingual background made the track feel approachable to both longtime Latin pop fans and newer listeners across the globe, allowing it to connect across borders. Benny Blanco took care of the production, ensuring that the song met modern standards without stripping away the heart of the original. His history of producing hits across multiple genres gave the track a radio-ready quality that appealed to programmers. The way he balanced contemporary sound with respect for the classic melody is one of the main reasons the song has stayed on top for so long. The Marias brought a special touch that gave the track its unique personality. Their indie pop influence, combined with bilingual artistry, added both authenticity and depth. For fans and critics who wanted more than just another polished pop song, their contribution made the project stand out. Their sound gave the track credibility, while also attracting a younger audience looking for something different. What's most striking about Ojos Tristes in 2025 is how steady its performance has been. Instead of spiking to #1 and then fading away like many hits, it has kept its momentum for months. Analysts studying its success point to the mix of nostalgia, fresh production, clever marketing, and the collaboration of three very different artists as the winning formula. Together, these elements created something that felt classic and new at the same time, appealing across generations. This blending of age groups is especially important at a time when music tastes are often divided by culture, language, and age. Older listeners are drawn in by the emotional pull of the original, while younger fans are hooked by the sleek, modern sound. Ojos Tristes has managed to unite people who might normally never share a playlist, proving that music can cross boundaries when handled with care. Looking at the Latin music scene in 2025, this project stands as proof of what can happen when artists are selective and intentional about the songs they bring to life. Its success may already be encouraging other musicians to revisit classic tracks and give them new energy, hinting at a possible trend where old favorites get a modern update. From a technical perspective, the production deserves special recognition. The arrangement kept enough of the original melody for longtime fans to instantly recognize it, while weaving in new rhythms and updated instrumentation that work perfectly for today's radio and streaming platforms. This careful balance allowed the track to spark emotional nostalgia while still feeling fresh for current audiences. Radio programmers recognize this quality too. The track didn't just appeal to one type of listener. It worked across different station formats and audience groups. That level of acceptance doesn't come often, and it shows how effectively the song combined authenticity with mainstream appeal. Another important takeaway is how cultural authenticity plays a role in Latin music's success. The industry often focuses on adapting English hits into Spanish, but Ojos Tristes proves that breathing new life into existing Spanish-language classics can be just as powerful. In fact, it shows that honoring cultural roots while updating the sound for today's audience can sometimes resonate even more strongly worldwide. As the song continues to dominate charts, it serves as a guide for other artists considering collaborations. It demonstrates that blending the influence of established stars with the creativity of newer voices can result in something much bigger than what either could achieve alone. The ongoing popularity of Ojos Tristes also reveals what today's listeners want. People are searching for music that feels emotionally deep while still aligning with the current sound. This track has managed to achieve both, keeping its cultural weight intact while fitting seamlessly into today's playlists. The journey of Ojos Tristes, from being a beloved ballad in 1981 to becoming one of the defining hits of 2025, proves that great songs never truly fade. When reimagined with respect, creativity, and the right mix of talent, a classic can come alive again for a new generation. If you enjoyed hearing how Ojos Tristes reshaped Latin music this year, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more stories about the songs and artists shaping today's sound. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update.